Alright guys, before we get into the video, let's talk about futtrading.co.uk. Every single method you see in my videos can be found over on the website with buying and selling prices for almost every single card on the game. £10 a month gets you access to tier 1 buying prices. That's icons, special cards, silvers and Thursday flips. For £15 a month, you get access to tier 2. That gives you live filters, gold chem styles, UCL cards, and our amazing area of fluctuations where the market is continually monitored for highs and lows. You guys are then notified when to buy low and buy and sell high, basically. A really easy way to make coins. We've recently introduced a tier 3 thanks to you guys asking for us to develop a bot. Basically, we came up with a program and what it does is it pings you every single minute pretty much. I think it's every 3 minutes. You will get pings telling you when cards are low and what to sell those cards for. I'm going to show you an example of that now. I'll be right back. Alright guys, and this is the area of the Discord for tier 3 users. As you can see, it is pinging you guys with the current price of these cards and the live target sell price. You have to cross-reference that with what the sell price has been recently and use some of your own market knowledge, but this runs 24 hours a day to make sure you guys are getting continual deals that you can keep making coins from. The legitimate way, a new ping's just come up right there for new cards that you can go out right now, buy and sell. So check it out, get involved, futtrading.co.uk, but for now, let's get into the video. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a new video with me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe down below and make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss an upload. Don't forget to check out this morning's Road to Glory. We did our Weekend League rewards yesterday and they couldn't have gone any worse in my opinion. The picks themselves weren't bad at all, but the packs were diabolically bad. So yeah, go and laugh at me is what I would say there. But we're going to be heading into Weekend League with a much better team than last week. It's basically a full Bundesliga Tots team. We packed most of them across the week. It was ridiculous how many we packed throughout this whole La Liga Tots. And I will say La Liga Tots has been absolutely brilliant. Hopefully it continues for the Bundesliga too. But this video is all about what you need to know for tonight. And genuinely, if you play your cards right tonight, there is no reason why at any budget you can't go and make sort of 250, 300k across the next few days. We're going to go over all in detail about what you need to be doing at different budgets. But just as an update on this account, everything that we pretty much bought over the last few days has sold. Now, it's important that you remember these Hermosos from yesterday because we were talking about the reasoning behind these Hermosos for today's Bundesliga team and how you can make coins now and next week across doing the exact same thing, repeating it twice and making loads of coins from it. But everything is pretty much sold. The only things we're left with now are Casemiro and De Jongs. And I'm going to talk to you in a bit about these Gunters and why we've picked those up. And again, you'll see the thought process behind it and you'll see the profit we've already made. But we're going to clear this off now. Don't forget those Hermosos. When we talk about the Gunters, it's important that you remember those. We're going to head over to my Road to Glory account to start with. I want to show you the silvers we bought yesterday and why you should be buying them today. I'll be right back. Alright, so we are here on the Road to Glory. And firstly, for those of you that ask about what silver filters are good, just look at this page here and you can see all the teams that I tend to buy from and the cards that I tend to buy. So you can see them here. If you want to pause them each time they're there, pause them, write down the team, the position, and it gives you some filters there. Like I say all the time, website subscribers, you guys have got the buy prices and sell prices on them. However, yesterday we got a significant amount of silver supply, and EA always does this. As we head into a promo, or into the next part of a promo, on the Thursday market matchups and around the Thursday, they spam the market with silver supply. It drags down the price of silvers. And I genuinely believe at times it is to give people the opportunity to go and pack stack should they wish to with League SBCs and things like that. But what they then go and do is withhold that silver supply into the next week. Now, we got silver supply yesterday with marquee matchups. The SBC for that new player that we got, there was some silver supply in him. And a lot of people did open their packs yesterday because of the fact that there was La Liga Tots in packs and everyone's desperate to pack Messi and whatever. But a lot of people would have held their packs because quite a few people this year are running Bundesliga teams. Team of the year was quite Bundesliga heavy. There's been some very good Bundesliga cards in general. And so people would have held some silver packs. Now I want to show you an example. So I picked up a lot of Leeds goalkeepers. So you can see here, you see all Leeds goalkeepers we've got there. We've got Leeds centre-backs, picked up a load of strikers there. Even more Leeds goalkeepers. We picked up loads of bits and bobs. But I'm going to show you. So this Kiko Casilla, for example. We bought him anywhere between 1.5 and 1.92k. And you can see that he's already bounced back to a degree. So he's already back up at sort of 2.7, 2.8k. Now the reason for this is last night we got hammered with silver supply, loads of it, and it dragged the prices down very low. But now everyone today is going to start pack stacking to open packs up tonight for Bundesliga, because we're going to get Bundesliga tonight. And so what happens is as all that supply comes onto the market, I've bought in low, And then tonight and today, it's going to get pulled off all day. All day pulled off, and the prices will rise. Now, I'll probably try and get out of these today because I want to sell them on again and buy in again tonight when we get more silver supply for the people that have held their packs or people that have stacked their packs. Silvers will get hit again. But if I give you an example, at points last week, these goalkeepers were 5.5, 6k each. Now, I bought at a third of that price. If I want to hold these for longer, I can make big profit out of them. So what I'm planning on doing today is getting these sold. Everything here is sold for the profits. Like Sandro, I don't know what we paid for him yesterday, 2k. I think this might have been a bit too high a buy. No, it's not. It's a brilliant buy. Let's have a look at Shackleton. He's sort of still down a little bit. He's not massively high yet. I mean, he's climbing. We paid 1.2k for him, so we doubled the money on him. We paid for all these cards. We're going to get them listed out. What I will then do is I'll then tonight rebuy in. And you can see the cards here, the filters I'm using, and the rough prices I bought at. I'll do the exact same thing again tonight. But this time I'll hold 60, 70 of them on a transfer pile of the specific filters that I like best, like Leeds goalkeepers, Leeds defenders, centre midfielders, Huesca I really like at the moment. We'll then go and hold those cards for longer to make more profit from them. And if you're on a small budget, it's a really great place for you to be with your coins. Because if you haven't got time to trade in the game, all you've got to do tonight is look at the filters I've just used, get a rough idea of the prices, to check them now basically, and buy them lower than that. You can't lose coins. You physically cannot lose coins if you buy them low enough. Now, outside of that, what was happening this week was we were getting little dribbles of silver supply with player SBCs that people were doing. And what would happen is temporarily for half an hour or an hour at 6 p.m, the market would get hit very, very heavily, and it would bounce back immediately because the silver supply wasn't heavy enough to hold the market down. That's where you can make a huge amount of profit very easily each day by flipping those cards on. What I want to do this week is I'm debating on the road to glory, selling everything today. I don't really like Butrageno. I bought this Butrageno yesterday for 470k, which was an unbelievable pickup. He sells for, at the moment, about 550, I guess, maybe a little bit higher. No, it's about 600k at the moment. I'm tempted to sell this Butrageno and buy myself a top level striker that I really like, or complete Kenny Dalglish on the RTG. That's what I'm tempted to do. If I go and do that, I'll start again from scratch on this account and I will make 1 million coins in a week again, and I'll do that as part of a series for you guys to see that alongside me trading to R9 on the main account. But that's basically where you should be playing your sort of selves as silvers. If you want to see how this silver investment has gone, check out the Road to Glory because it'll all be on there for you guys to see. We're going to head over now back to my main account and then Futbin to show you guys basically what you should be doing at a mid to high tier for tonight. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so welcome back to the main account. Obviously you guys know we're trading over to R9 on this account and we're making very good headway. Now you'll see all these Gunters. If you guys remember, when we were talking about Thursday flips this week, I spoke to you guys about why there were positions in certain leagues that are very weak and they're positions that you should utilise when it comes to investing or buying for Thursday flips. Now, we are at Weekend League at the moment. We're about to head into where everyone is doing that. But some people tonight are going to pack Bundesliga players from their packs or whatever they stacked up, and they're going to want to use them. Now, last week, we saw certain cards spike in price, and I'm going to show you that. Mainly to players that got into the team of the season. They spiked massively in price because there's no viable alternative in the league for them. So we're going to go into that in detail. But I'm going to show you the Gunters we bought. We bought Chans as well. We'll have a look at those in a second. But Gunters we bought anywhere between 45 and 46k, basically, in and around that. Now, at the moment on the market, the cheapest one I've just seen was 50k. He will get, like, listed at lower points in the day or whatever, undercuts, but his price should only really be up. It's not going to spike like crazy quite right now, but his price should only be up in the long term. Now, I could choose to get out of this card if I want to right now for what is quite decent profit. He's at 51 now. I'm holding him for a bit longer, but there is a chance that if he gets a 53 odd, I sell to rebuy in tonight. And look at that. But basically, right now we're looking at about 5k before tax minimum per card. That's roughly where we're at the moment if we were to sell Gunters. Emre Can, I want to have a little look at and see where he's at because I bought some of them last night and they were decent deals. But he was a bit more of a punt because I think he's going to be a longer hold for me than... Maybe not. So he's 99k, 101k. Those ones there. And the ones on the market right now we picked up, we paid 91 and 90. So I'm going to list these up right now. And the reason I'm going to list these up is I've got a feeling that the ones that have been bought have been overinvested in. That's my opinion. That's what my worry is with Gunter as well, is that the ones I bought are people that invested in them and they'll get listed like mad later on. So we'll list these both up for 101 for now and get those sold. So that's that. We'll head over to Futbin. I'm going to show you guys the thought process behind this and why I told you about it with Hermoso the other day. and why it worked. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so welcome to Footbin, and basically what I want to show you is a couple of cards that did well last week. Specifically, well partly, because their cards had Tots cards as it is, but also because the league is quite weak for those positions in general. So, if you look at La Liga Santander, what I tend to do is break it down by position when it comes to things like Tots. And we'll say left back, for example. If we look at left back in La Liga, there are very few options that are usable left backs that aren't that expensive in this league. So as an example, you've got Estupiñán, for example, is one. Alba, this one is extinct at the moment. Bashish, these are the three left backs really that are in most people's price range and are usable. Mendy's not really in most people's price range at all. Renan Lodi you can only get as a, and also Alba by the way, same was that. Marcelo you can only get as a SBC for 1 million coins, it's not worth it. Renan Lodi you can only get as an objective. So these are your options. Now if we have a little look at Yuri Bashish and get him up now. If we look at his daily graph for the last month, you'll see that last week he got hit, okay? So it's dropped off last week. And then he gets to Weekend League and he spikes and he spikes and he spikes and he keeps going up, okay? Part of the reason for this is not everyone has 464,000 coins to spend on Jordi Alba. They don't have that sort of money. So he's a viable alternative to that card. Because everyone's going to be packing these Tots and they're going to need to link them up. Yuri Bashish does that perfectly. If we look at Jordi Alba, this card here, 150k. This is what he did last Saturday. So Friday the Tots drops, into Saturday bang. Up onto Sunday as high as 128 on Xbox, 145 on PS, okay? Is a domestic man of the match card, I think that's what you call these. Again, when it says it wants to load and not freeze. Load Footbin, there we go. Here again, 55, 50k, bang, up to 80 and 76k. Because he's a viable alternative. And part of the reason why he spikes so much is because he's not in packs anymore. Because he's got a Tots card. So he's gone up in price. But when people pack these players, they need to link them up somehow. They've got to link them, and someone like an Albert, a very usable fullback, is going to do that for people. Because a lot of the time as well, people seem to think that, okay, cool, someone goes and packs X card, and they're going to link it to a player of X value, but sometimes someone gets lucky, they haven't really got the coin to go and buy a ridiculous player to link to that really good player they pack, so they go and do this. A lot of times it's an untradeable card, so they can't even sell it, because we get loads of untradeable packs. Frankie de Jong, another one. Relatively meta central midfielder from Liga Santander. Now, if you go to Liga Santander, and you do positions CDM, CM and Cam, outside of the Tots cards themselves, who obviously are very good, Cruz is an SBC, you've got Modric, Valverde here is a Tots card that's very, very expensive, and outside that, there aren't that many really, really, really usable cards from this league that are available on the market. You've got Was, you've got Fekir, who's okay, but he's got a Tots card himself. There aren't that many good meta central midfielders in this league, so someone like Frankie de Jong, who's out of packs with his gold card as it is, he's in Tots or whatever, he's going to get a spike. And if you look at last week, again, into Tots, bang, he gets up. He's as low as 117 and 132, gets up to 167 and 135. It's a very decent jump from him. It's a very decent climb. Now, he was never going to go absolutely crazy and spike like mad, but it's a very decent climb for what's going to be about a 24-hour hold at max if you decide you're going to hold him then. And there's nothing to stop you buying into these cards tonight. That's the point I'm trying to make here. You can buy these cards because they tend to do quite well. However, if we look at La Liga Santander and we go to positions maybe centre forward and striker, you'll see that this league is relatively blessed with quite a few decent, usable strikers at different price points. So, for example, you have got Ansu Fati, you've got Benzema's, like, multiple Benzema cards, multiple Messi cards. You've got Griezmann, some people do use him, Inaki Williams, Morales, you've got that Alejandro Gomez card that can be used. Even Aspas to a degree, Felix, it's very striker heavy. So would you punt your cards into these sort of cards? Not really. Low end stuff did do quite well, but there's so many options to these cards that it's not really a play. And if you look at Karim Benzema's headliner card, he didn't follow the same trend. He was only down. He was only down for the whole week. Very, very little rise or drop in him past what? When we get to Friday, whatever, he's only down. Because there's no real gap there. There are viable alternatives to that Benzema card, and it's not the most usable card at all. It's a very good card, but not many people are going to play this card at striker. So this is something you've got to think about for tonight. So now if we look at the Bundesliga, for example, centre forward striker, you've got Haaland, you've got Jovic. That's pretty much it. There isn't much outside of those cards. You've got Hazard, Hwang Hee-chan. This card I think could do very, very well. Purely because he's so cheap as it is, you can't really lose on him. But I look at that league, I look at positions, I look at left backs in this league. And you've got Alphonso Davies, his team of the year in that card. Then you've got Gunter. And there's no real viable alternative outside of those cards. This is why Gunter's rising. Now, if you look at Gunter as well, he's had 2 team of the weeks. there's a very good chance this card gets a Tots. And if he gets a Tots and you can't afford his Tots, you're going to go and buy the one below it. It always happens, and this Gunter should see a rise. And that's why I bought him. It doesn't mean I hold him tonight. I may sell him before tonight and get out and take my profit, but I can see this guy doing quite well. If we go positions, we go CDM, centre mid, Cam. Look at this. We've got Kimmich, not bad. We've obviously got his team of the year. He's obviously going to get a team of the season. He's got team of the week like for days, and a team of group stage as well. Nkunku's there. You've got Sabitzer who's an SBC. Again, it isn't really a position that is very, very strong central mid, and this is why I think Chan does quite well. Chan and Neuhaus could do very decently. Goretzka potentially does quite well. He might be in Tots. There's a chance he gets a Tots card, so that's another card you might want to look at. But it's not central mid heavy. And again, there are a few meta central midfielders, but there's a lot of crap in this league as well. So centre mids could do quite well again as links into these cards. I also want to show you this Federico Valverde. If I show you Valverde here, when he comes up, look at this card's graph. It's just up and up and up and up and up the whole way. It's just continually up, continually up, continually up. From here to here to here. He was from the Tots community team, and again, it's because he's a very meta central midfielder. He links to Benzema. There's a lot of expensive card in the La Liga Tots. So at a high budget, these are cards you could potentially look at, because you've still got Mukiele, for example, and Nkunku. Those guys have got into the community Tots that might link into other Tots, potentially for the Bundesliga. They tend to do quite well. So that's that. At a low tier, again, something that you should be looking at is fodder. I've been advising against it up until recently because the content hasn't been there to justify going for fodder. However, this week, EA spammed the crap out of content. It was ridiculous. And the reason for that is I think they realised that fodder got way, way too low. And it's not in their interest for fodder to be that low because it discourages people from opening packs. Why are you going to open up a 100k pack if your chance of getting anything back from that pack is going to be something in the lines of, like, I don't know, 15k for an 86? It needs to be more expensive. So they spam content this week and these players spiked in value. They got very, very high. What we're likely to see tonight is massive supply of this fodder cards, and they'll drop in price. If the content isn't quite there, for the next few days, the fodder should continue to drop and drop and drop. And then if EA start to spam content again, which I think they will, because I think they realise it worked, if they spam content again, this fodder will bounce again. So there's a buy-in point, and you've got a rough idea of the lows recently and where you're safe for buying, and the highs. The highs at the best points are 30ks, their lows at the worst point are 15 to sort of 17, 18ks. That's where you should be looking for it. The same thing for Keylor Navas here. When it loads again, footbin, fancy loading, here we go. Again, you've got an idea as low, like 17k. Again, highs are 34, 31. They're your sort of buy and sell points to give you a rough idea of where you're at. And that's basically what I'd be looking at for tonight, in my opinion, and the next couple of days. I'm going to be doing this on the RTG. So if you want to keep up with how we're going to be trading on the RTG, check out the morning videos. We'll continue to trade on this account all the way to Moments R9. But if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. But for now, I am out. Peace out. I'll speak to you soon.